3, and tonight we're going to be broadcasting the final race for round 1 of the playoffs for the National Series here at Dover National Speedway in Dover, Delaware, for the winning of the Allied Steel Buildings 200. Now, as I had to keep in mind my dog there because I didn't want her to fall off the chair as he was trying to jump up there. But this is a 1-mile concrete track. It is one of the shortest tracks on the schedule for the National Series in terms of the playoffs. I think it is the shortest now I think about it, because they don't go to Martinsville, that's shorter than Dover, so. Yeah, this will be the shortest track that the National Series goes to. Up there with the 1.5 miles, at Kansas, Las Vegas, Homestead, Texas. Then you got a 1-mile track at ISM Raceway, then you got the road course at Charlotte. So. Well, actually, no, Vegas is not the playoffs for them. Oh, Richmond. I forgot about Richmond. That's the shortest track, actually. This is the second shortest, how about that? But, just waiting to get the invite from Predator to hop into the broadcast booth, and there it is. Hop in the broadcast booth, and I got it right there. Now, before I accept that, I gotta put myself on a party real quick so that I can invite drivers in here, and hopefully don't get one over in the booth. So, apparently, Edcog and I had a little chat about mixing him and Weasel up, so I'll try my best not to get one over in the booth tonight. Let's just say that. But yeah, let me put myself in a party real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, we should be good for now. So, as I recall, I saw probably 7 drivers, maybe, in the, lobby, so I do not know. But, this track's gonna be a little tricky, I'd say, because, it's very fun, though. I really like the track. In this game, in Heat 4 anyway. I think it's the best version of Dover, I think. To me, anyways, but there's this little part of the apron in the turns. It's like blended in as the concrete, but it's not. It's actually the asphalt. Apparently, I think these drivers would make that mistake so many times in this race. They cut down to the corner, and they hit that little concrete patch, and just get their car all swirly and squirrely, and the car will tighten up for you right there, but I don't think that was the way you want to tighten it up. But I think I can accept the invite now, so I can hop on into the racetrack. Alright, while we're waiting here, we got the 7 playoff drivers here. We got Predator, Line Guy, NASCAR Man, who are the 2 drivers I think they're in must-win situations or to make it to the next round of the playoffs. Incog, who's been very fast this year. We got this Texas. I think he's broadcasting. I mean, not broadcasting. He's spotting tonight. I think the Line Guy. I think. Either him or NASCAR Man, one of those 2. You got Weasel, who won Richmond earlier in the season, playoff season, I should say. So he's on to the next round of the playoffs. You got Norfolk, who's been really impressive in the playoffs, getting a lot of points. He's currently above that cutoff line. I think 17 points at a NASCAR Man. And you got GT Jones in the 1, who's always been fast. And you got Ed Fire in the 1 car, who I think Texas is spotting for him. But Ed Fire in the 8 car, who made his last start early in the year in the National Series. He made an announcement out of the HMS stable that he'll be winning full-time in the Cup Series next year, driving the 71 car, I think, for Tommy Baldwin in alliance with the Hendry Motorsports. So it's gonna be very interesting how Ed Fire does in the Cup Series. I don't remember him winning in the Truck Series, but in the National Series he was alright. But it's gonna be very interesting how these drivers handle this one mile. You see that little gray patch right there between the concrete and the asphalt? That right there, that little gray patch. That's the part I was talking about, where it's like a fine line between concrete and asphalt. Let's ride around with Predator real quick. You see that? You see that right there? You see here? You see how Predator clipped it right there? That's gonna be the issue, I think, for these guys tonight. We got Ryan getting the zero here, who's in a must-win situation. He's gonna be with GE Motorsports next year in the National Series. In front of him is Weasel, who won earlier this year in Richmond, early the playoffs at Richmond, and right in front of as he got around on the 8 car, that's Ed Fire. Ooh boy, really close there between Ryan Guy and Ed Fire. But Ed Fire in the 8 making another start here in the National Series. Not going for the title anymore. He got eliminated from contention early in the year, but nice to see him back out on the track. As Ryan Guy goes underneath the 8 car. And right in front of them, Weasel in the 18, who won Richmond, the first race of the playoffs, I think 2 races ago. He's on to the next round of the playoffs. We're starting at 2 weeks from now at Kansas. So this is gonna be the first off week for the National Series in quite some time, because next week's gonna be Talladega for the Truck Series. The Truck Series is gonna be returned to the track. A little contact between Weasel and Ryan Guy there. And more contact there. And like I mentioned, here's NASCAR man the 7, who's also in a must-win situation with Ryan Guy as well, to make it to the next round of the playoffs. I would not be surprised to see Hancock at a 10 looped in on the pit road entrance there, turn 4. But yeah, like I mentioned, it's gonna be interesting how the Truck Series guys handle Talladega the next week. Also the Cup Series as well, as for us, the Cup Series drivers will begin round 2 of the playoffs tomorrow night. And that'll be the midway point of round 2 of the playoffs. Talladega, that's going to be a wild card in this round. Dover and at Dover, I think I'm confident about Dover. Talladega, you never know what's going to happen there. So don't know how I feel about Talladega, whether it's good or bad. But Kansas, I think, is going to be the tough one for me. Out of the 3 races in this one, I think Kansas is going to be the tough one. Because I really never got a hang of Kansas. So it's going to be interesting how this round of fares for not only me, but also the other 8 guys left in the playoffs. Or the 7, I should say. And if you this past Sunday, as a quick note, real quick, the 2 drivers that got eliminated in the playoffs this past Sunday at the Roval were Katie in the 47 and Subvader in the 37. So the 2 JTC Doherty cars got eliminated last week at this past Sunday, at the Roval. So they both were in must-win situations heading into that race. Unfortunately, they both finished 2nd and 4th, but with Katie 2nd and Sub 4th. But they're probably disappointed that they didn't make it further in the playoffs, but at least they made the playoffs, because at the beginning of the year they weren't even mentioned on the radar to be here in the league, so to speak, because they weren't even here when the first green flag dropped at Daytona. So just for them to show up late in the playoffs, late in the season, and make the playoffs, that's impressive. So I mean, they also had some help from drivers not showing up, but I mean, I think every driver's goal is to make the playoffs. So either they started like 5 or 6 races late, they still made the playoffs, so that's good for them. But here's Hancock in a 10, who's pretty comfortable, I think, in the playoff grid right now. I'll give you all the points when we head into qualifying here, which is coming up in a little bit. Now I'm not gonna, just like last week at the Louisville, I'm not going to get anybody in here on time because it's about time for qualifying anyway. So but we'll try to get some drivers in for the race, and we're gonna get some of the big drivers that are currently in the playoffs, and some big drivers who's currently in jeopardy of missing the playoffs next week's not next week, but 2 weeks from now, Kansas. So we'll also try to get the 2 drivers that will be eliminated after this race from the playoffs. So when the checkered flag flies. So there's Weasel in 18, trying to make a move on Ed5 on the 8. Got, looks like Norfolk in the 15 in front of them. There's the restart zone right there, that big old red box. That's the restart zone tonight, here at Dover. The concrete, 1 mile track. Lyles the Monster might be collecting some calls at the end of this race. But the only call he'll be not collecting is the one in Victory Lane. Because that call will be trying to collect Miles the Monster. Whomever that may be, that goes into Victory Lane tonight. This race is going to be known by some drivers a roller coaster ride, because we're going to ride here with Weasel here real quick. Once he comes back to the front stretch. But this is labeled as a roller coaster ride for some of these drivers. Here we're gonna ride with Weasel in the 18 here. So he goes downhill in turn 1. He clipped the apron right there, which sends his car up the track. And then he's gonna go back uphill in turn 2, down the back straightaway. Then he's gonna go back downhill here in turn 3. He didn't get a good entry there in 3 and 4. But he's going to come right back up on the front stretch. And he's going to be doing that for probably 150 laps. So, again, it's going to be interesting how these drivers handle Miles the Monster. Well, we might have time for one interview in here, as a matter of fact. Let's get that one driver in here real quick. Let's get Predator in here, who missed the Louisville last week, I believe. So he's currently right now in terms of his point situation, I think he's fine to make it to the next round, but we'll see. That's the button I did not want to push yet. So here's Predator's car, the switch car that he's running tonight. He's also got the armor car, but it's pretty much just like NASCAR man's paint scheme. It's the same thing, just differences, the number, and that little yellow rookie stripe on the back of the bumper. That's the only differences. The only 2 differences, I should say. The only difference between this car and the original is just the back bumper. The back bumper is black, while the other one's, I guess you say chrome or silver. I say that's silver to me. If it was chrome, it'd be all shiny. But I think it's silver. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter what car he's driving. The only thing that matters is the driver. So let's get Predator in here real quick. That's not what I wanted. I believe qualifying will be starting shortly, so I'll end this part of the stream after we finish up the interview with Predator. And there he is. How are you?
I'm alright.
That's good. Now, if I last checked, I think you're comfortable in the playoff grid, so and if nothing goes wrong, you should be fine heading into the next round of the playoffs. So, how do you feel about Dover tonight?
Dover is a really fun track. I like it. We nearly got our first win at Dover a couple months ago in May. So it'll be interesting. I'm gonna be cruising around, pretty much locked up for the next round. So just gonna be cruising around and let NASCAR man Ryan Guy and Norfree fight it out.
Alright, now, I got a bit of something, I don't know what, but, you got, Ed Fire returning tonight here, driving the, the fourth Stream Motorsports car in the 8 class, so, how do you feel about Ed Fire being back on the track?
It is what it is. I haven't raced with him in months, so it will be interesting to see how he is with the new cars and whatnot. So hopefully everything goes smooth and we don't have any incidents.
Now, as you know, this is an elimination race for y'all. So, if you had to pick 2 drivers that be eliminated tonight, which 2 drivers would it be and why?
Probably Norfree and NASCAR man. It will be very interesting to see because they're just so close in points. But Ryan Guy, he's shown a lot of speed, but with him missing Roval last week, he's going to need a lot of points. But it's really up to those 3, really, to see who's going to have the most points and who's going to be aggressive towards the end of stages and towards the end of the race, and go from there. But as of right now, my money is on NASCAR man and Norfree being eliminated.
Well, good luck to you tonight. I believe this will be going for you. I think your 3rd win of the year. Could be. I think it's 3.
4th.
Oh, 4th. Yeah, I forgot. I was thinking. I forgot you won Indy earlier, so I forgot about that. But hopefully you get your 4th win of the year. Get the last very valuable playoff points, because I believe after this race you won't be getting more playoff points, and you'll fight for the championship. So good luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Have fun up there calling the race, and as always, I appreciate you broadcasting.
No problem. I think qualifying is going to start at 6:30 Eastern, where I'm at. So it's 5:30 Central. So I think we have time for one more interview in here real quick. So let's get Ryan Guy in here real quick before qualifying gets underway. Alright, yeah, there's his car. Alright, let's get him in here. Sorry that took a little while. I was texting somebody off screen, so yeah, we're gonna try to get Wine Guy in here real quick before qualifying goes underway. And there's Wine Guy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing alright. Now, as you know, this is the last race for the round 2 of the playoffs. So right now, I believe you're below the cutoff line because you missed the Louisville. So I would say you're in a must-win situation heading into tonight's race.
There's no way I'm getting on points. I have to win tonight to even have a shot at it.
Well, luckily for you, Predator thinks that you'll make it because he thinks you're going to win tonight because you've been getting more speed. But,
Okay.
I was betting something else, but it's fine. But, I told Predator what you guys said. He said you wanted to be eliminated. He said Norfree and NASCAR man, your team owner. But, not NASCAR man, Norfree. But, who do you think, if you make the playoffs, if you win tonight, which 2 drivers do you think will be eliminated and why?
If well, NASCAR man, obviously, and I think Norfree. Reason why I say Norfree is just because he's having some trouble with speed depending on where he's at. And Trainer is just consistent almost every day, so that's what I think about.
Now, how do you feel about Dover tonight? Because I've heard players say this is going to be a fun track for y'all.
It's a good track, but it's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be a fun track, but difficult, much different. I didn't run the May race, but it's a fun track for me. I always loved Dover. Confidence going in all the way. Hopefully I can come out and win today.
Well, good luck to you tonight. Hopefully you get that valuable win and get in the playoffs, and hopefully get those last playoff points, if possible.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem. Alright, we're going to end that part of the live stream real quick. Thank you all for tuning back into the channel. Next part's going to be part number 2, which is going to be qualifying from Dover National Speedway. So I'll catch you all there. See y'all in a minute.